I'm going to explain this again to everybody. This is good that they're attacking me on this because they haven't figured out they're totally discredited yet. I'll give you a document cam shot of this right here. I want to talk directly to the scum out there, okay? I have done report after report after report on what I'm about to cover right here, okay? And I have gone over this information ad infinitum to warn people. If you type in bisphenol A, cancer, bisphenol A, or BPA, breast cancer, you will find everything I'm talking about. And they're really mad that I'm covering this. They are very, very angry that we figured this out, hiding in plain view, and we're not as dumb as these control freaks thought we were. Let me get to that document in just a moment. The system knows that we are on to them, and they're worried. And so that's why out of an hour-long report I did a couple years ago, they take that one line that was a quote, by the way. That's not Alex Jones claiming. That's UN. That's Rockefeller Foundation. That's Planned Parenthood. That's the Population Global Council, the Global Council on Population. I'm going to go to that in a moment. They are attacking what it is to be human itself. They are attacking the human species. This is the end of mommy, the end of daddy, the end of little Johnny, the end of little Jenny. This is the end of everything we've ever been. This is scientific total domination. This is humans in a petri dish being manipulated by a bunch of control freaks. And we've got Bertrand Russell quotes. We've got UN quotes. We've got Ted Turner quotes. We've got Club of Rome quotes. We've got biological diversity assessment quotes. I've made films like Endgame. I've made all these films showing you their own manuals, showing you their own documents, buying their own textbooks, showing you the quotes. And you'll notice when I read these new documents today to you here in just a moment, checking how much time we've got, you'll notice that when I go over these, that you've heard all this before, but from other sources. This is what they're into. And as long as you're obsessed with Monday Night Football, and as long as the most important thing in your life is acting tough over at your neighbor's house when you play basketball, as long as garbage like that is what's most important to you, they do win. While we sleep, they live. Okay? Now, I want to go over this. You just saw CBS News with this talking point that I say the government wants to put chemicals in your food to make you homosexual. Now, before I get to this document cam shot right here, I want to explain something to people. I want you to put on your thinking caps. I don't want you to be under emotional, knee-jerk reaction mind control. The reason they've had hundreds of outfits come after us for this is because they're scared to death that you're going to actually hear the full context of what I'm saying. This is not a moral discussion about same-sex relationships. It happens in the animal kingdom. It's gone on in every culture. It happens. I'm not making a moral distinction on it. Quite frankly, I know it makes people have more fun doing this kind of stuff if they think people don't like it. I don't give a you-know-what, okay? I'm into the universe. I'm into the secrets of the world. I'm into science and ideas and creativity. I'm not obsessed with what people do with their tallywhackers, okay? Let's get that straight. So, I'm going to tell you why your wife's dying of breast cancer. I'm going to tell you why you got prostate cancer at 50. I'm going to tell you about a program to kill you, to hurt you, to dumb you down, to steal your fertility. Even if you don't want to have children, you weren't asked. And then they give you a culture of loving it and getting into it because it's going to become so prolific. And they're going to sell you on metrosexual. And they're going to sell you on all this because they want to get rid of the family. And to do that, you got to get rid of men. And you've got to get rid of women as loving providers of children. And it's all in their own sickening documents. Gloria Steinem, CIA, on record. These people are sick. They want to destroy the wonderful relationships men and women have had. They don't really, the leadership of this, care about gay and lesbian rights. It's not about that. It's about creating political groups that they've actually artificially increased with chemical warfare to then politically play society off against each other and divert everyone from the chemical warfare that we're under. Now, CBS News is attacking Alex Jones. CBS News and others are saying Alex Jones says that the government is adding chemicals to make you gay. No. I was reading UN documents and others on that show, and they all know fully which show it was that's gotten so much attention. But let's just go, and we got a full report coming out later in the week with it bibliographed, where it was said officially in the record. This is their official policy. Memorandum to the President of the Population Council from the head of Planned Parenthood on world population. And if you look at the two men here in this correspondence and this official plan, you'll notice John P. Holden repeats this in Ecoscience decades later. You'll see this over and over again. This is the plan. 1969. We got stuff from 65 about sterilants and vaccines. We've got stuff from the 30s on this. The Rockefellers funded the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute that created Nazism. You want to know where the Nazis came from? You want to know why they did what they did with the infirm and all the homosexuals and all that? It started here. Now look. Restructure family, postpone or avoid marriage, alter image of ideal family size, compulsory education of children, means by the state for brainwashing, encourage increased homosexuality. You see that? Why? Not because they think it's really cool, but because they don't want you having children. And again, I'm sick of seeing all these homosexual groups out there who say don't even use the word homosexual, heterosexual, homosexual. It's a scientific term. And then I always hear this anti-family garbage being spewed out of these groups. I'm sick of it. And I'm not saying that's just one group, but the groups that work for this whole system. Educate for family limitation. I've had women walk up to my wife, even when we had 2 kids in Whole Foods, and say, how dare you? When we've got 3, they act like we're demons. Fertility control agents and water supply. John P. Holdren, anybody? Encourage women to work because they want double taxes in the state to raise the children. That gets into the CIA, Miss Magazine, Gloria Steinem on record, funded by it. And I have all that right here in these documents. That's what's frustrating about all this. Continuing. Source, a family planning perspective special supplement published by Planned Parenthood, World Population, New York City, 1970. But again, the original report went out in 69. Let's continue. Tax with more than a single child. That's being called for carbon taxes now. Reduce, eliminate paid maternity leave. And it just goes through. Bonuses for delayed marriage and greater child spacing. Eliminate welfare payments after first 2 children. Again, some of this sounds reasonable. Because there's the other end of this, and that really gets sophisticated, where the World Population Council and the Commission on Population in 49, the British government, actually said, no, we'll just let everybody explode and then we'll soft kill them later, but we really want to focus on the smart people. The big trick, see, they get, quote, smart people to go, you're part of the elite, you're going to be a PhD, we got to get rid of the population. That happened to my dad, but he said no to it at University of Texas. Professor Spear told him that, the head of the botany department, because my dad was, top of his class, or actually came in with top scores. And then they sell them on, we're going to, basically dumb down and get rid of the dumb people. But that's not what's really going on here. That's bad enough. They're actually targeting smart people. They're attacking the general public with chemicals and biologicals because they're threatened by intelligence. See, it's even more sophisticated and dastardly. Now, continuing here, this is the Chinese model, Communist China. Compulsory abortion of out-of-wedlock pregnancies. Same thing that was done in the U.S. and Nazi Germany. That's the Chinese model. Compulsory sterilization of all who have had 2 children except for a few who will be allowed 3. Payments to encourage abortion. That's what Planned Parenthood does. And here in Travis County, they have taxpayers paying for other people's abortions. That's the problem with socialized medicine. Then you've got the government can then social engineer through it. Discouragement of private home ownership. Again, all of this, they want everybody totally domesticated. Now, this is official. We have all this bibliograph. We have a big report coming out on Thursday that goes through all of this with all the documents. Let's go through some more of this. The Margaret Sanger Awards, she got awards from Hitler, gave him awards before he wasn't fashionable. But who are some of the folks here? Martin Luther King Jr. Now, he probably didn't know fully what was happening, but Margaret Sanger, in letters that we actually sent off to university for Endgame and got to make sure they were real, said we got to hire blacks as our fronts. We'll pose as liberals to kill these people. And see, Ron Paul has helped expose all this. That's why they hate him and call him racist. They're like, oh, we're liberal. We love you. Here's somebody to kill your kids. We love black people. Do we say how much we love African Americans? No, just give us, let us kill the baby. Ron Paul, you know, had tens of thousands of newsletters published and a few things in there, talked about welfare, people rioting. He doesn't like you. Continuing here with all of this. Here's another UNESCO UN training manual for in-teacher service in the United States, where the UN sets all that. And in this document, it talks about the family is poisonous towards a world understanding for world socialism, 10-part for teachers. And it says that the child breathes the poison air of nationalism, and you got to get rid of the family that infects the child with extremism, you know, to have the global superstate. And it just goes through it all. It's unbelievably nightmarish. I have that report for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the BPA document section. Here's government reports right here. Transfer of bisphenol A from thermal printer paper to the skin, and we checked the company we use. We're so weak-minded. This is actually bisphenol A because you can't really find printer ink that doesn't have it. And that's why people that are around printer ink have much higher rates of this. I mean, as much as I work out and everything, it's hard to have a higher estrogen level. I've actually gone and had my blood tested. It's going on. They're hitting me hard right now, and we're having to search for printer paper just so I can have a hard copy of this and not be poisoned. I mean, it's just everywhere. Their chemical warfare is everywhere. Here's another one. Centers for Disease Control, admitting bisphenol A, totally deadly. Now they grind it into recycled everything. Toilet paper has it in it. It gets on the mucous membrane of your you-know-what, on women and men, and it's going right into the body. Estrogen, 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 estrogen. You want to know why you have breasts as a man? This is it. Okay? And by the way, for women, it's a death sentence because it hyperfeminizes. You know about even 3-year-olds going into puberty? 5-year-olds, 6, 7, 8-year-olds? Because it's all in the food, the water, the plastics, that TV dinner for your kids, bisphenol A, look on the bottom. And what do they say in all these documents? We'll put it in the food, the water, the containers. We'll put it in things that everybody universally is involved in. Printer ink. Printer, the money is printed in bisphenol A. They have thousands of plastic calculations. I've had chemists on in plastics. I had a former Dow guy on years ago. They could have all these other varieties that are even cheaper, but they got the major corporations together to standardize and get tax breaks for bisphenol A, and they've been doing it for 50 years. Where's the American male? Where is he? He's been gelded. He's been chemically. You can actually pull up statistics, and I meant to do this in the report we shot today. I forgot. There's so many facets. Did you know that the genitals, both scrotum and penis, are getting smaller? Did you know men now, many men after the age of 40, just to have an erection, when studies showed just 30 years ago, men had erections into their 80s, men are having to go on hormone supplement just to have the normal levels. Not just the fertility, but our normal testosterone has gone down. Oh, but it's trendy. I'm being anti-gay right now. No, I have a right to not have you sons of bitches put this crap all over the place and jack the food and water with it. Okay? If some of you want to run around and prance around and dress like women, knock yourselves out. I don't care. But I like women. I want my son to be able to get married. I want grandchildren. Okay? I'm not bad. But we're the hunted ones. We're the evil people. Just because we want to be humans. Why are whales allowed to have male and female? Why are deer? Are they homophobic? Are wolves evil? No, I'm a creature. I live here. I'm designed to breed. I'm designed to live. And these little jackasses are manipulating our genetics and then going politically correct. He doesn't like gay people. More bisphenol A. I mean, it just shows the mind control of it. And then the breast cancer. What it does to the breast, it hyperages them. What it does to the ovaries, the testicles, the prostate. I mean, it's a death sentence.